You didn't believe she was dead?
For a long time. I just refused to accept that she was gone. Part of, she would never do this to us, but also part of, maybe this is all part of a plan.
Meghan went crazy saying she had the ability to talk to the dead. She's sick of talking to Diana, revealed what did King Charles see in Camilla Parker Bowles that he didn't see in Princess Diana. Hello everyone, welcome back to our YouTube channel. Meghan appears to have faith in her ability to communicate with the dead, based on the evidence from the past and what Meghan has stated. At one point, Meghan made the assertion that she was one with Diana, that she had communicated with her, and that she even had messages for Harry from his mother, that which was published in the British newspapers many years ago for all to see. That is not a new development. But wait, is there anything else? Is there a problem that has been going on for a while? First, let's take a look at Meghan. Who exactly is she? And what exactly was she? She is manipulative. She wants her own way. She bullies others, and she is sly. In other words, she will do anything to achieve a goal without consideration of the repercussions. She has been involved in questionable work. She has worked on yachts. She has worked on yachts. She has worked on yachts, and she has worked on yachts. She is reported to have links with Jeffrey Epstein and other individuals. Is that the Meghan that we are all familiar with? According to her, Harry is a man or boy who has been struggling with issues for a long time. This is something that we British have understood all along. Having taken advantage of this vulnerability in Harry, has she done so? Without going into further detail about that particular topic, do you believe that Meghan, with her mindset of skills, might perhaps utilize deceit and crafty cunning to exert control over Harry? How could she possibly accomplish this goal more effectively than by using her acting skills to convince her husband that his mother is in fact communicating with him? It is important to keep in mind that Harry's issues appear to be centered on his mother, who he regrets missing so much. In Meghan's hands, he might be as soft as putty. When you consider that Harry does not have any friends to offer him advice because he claims he does not want to see them, or his family, whom he now appears to despise as well, does it not strike you that he is being subjected to some type of control here? Doesn't this picture scream authority and subservience? It is abundantly evident that Meghan is in control of the situation because she is always holding his hands and massaging his chest or back. In the privacy of their house, I would wager that Harry views Meghan as a mother figure, or perhaps worse than he does his own mother. The situation that Meghan is currently facing is a concern if she was the one who did all of this, and it has continued after that day, which was many years ago at the graveside of Diana. The damage that has been done may not be easy to undo. If her mother were not involved, it would be impossible to do anything of that sort. I have a strong suspicion that something of that nature has been going on for a very long time with her mother's assistance. One must, however, acknowledge that these are merely opinions in order to be fair. In addition, there are rumors that Harry is having a difficult time at home since both Meghan and her mother are mistreating him during his time there. Under the conditions that are currently known, as was mentioned earlier, something that is extremely probable. To be honest, I think she is not talking to Diana. Diana would not and cannot guide either Meghan or Harry to harm another person. Diana would absolutely never guide Harry away from his brother and his family. It's all lies. If Diana was going to communicate, she would speak directly to Harry, not Meghan, and she would give him a good telling off. Ditch the witch, Harry, and go home and apologize to everyone and beg their forgiveness before it's too late. Moreover, I think she uses the fact that he now lives on her turf, and she is older than him with more street cred in saying that what I mean is that Harry lived a more closeted life than most people, so having isolated him from everyone, she's in control of his whole world. Meghan may be in contact with a spirit medium who are wicked angels who pretend to be the dead person. They will control Meghan. Maybe Meghan is under the control of wicked spirits. Stop talking nonsense and lying to everyone, Meghan. In particular, today I will also add a topic that I think is quite interesting. King Charles sees in Camilla Parker Bowles that he apparently missed in Princess Diana. Prior to anything else, let's have a conversation about compatibility and interests. According to reports, Charles and Camilla were able to get along from the beginning due to the fact that they had plenty of interests such as polo, hunting, and having a good chuckle over some seriously inside jokes about aristocratic people. To put it another way, they were like two peas in a royal pod. Diana, with her younger, more glamorous attitude and humanitarian concerns, was kind of on a different wavelength, which may have caused old Charles to feel a little distant from her. Additionally, there is the comfort issue to consider. It appeared like Camilla was not all about the spotlight, and she tended to give a more easygoing attitude to Charles. Charles was able to just be himself around Camilla because there were no flashing cameras or royal demands being placed on him. When it comes to Camilla, Charles is able to find his chill zone. However, when it comes to Diana, everything is highly publicized and under intense strain. In addition, let us not overlook the time of his marriage to Diana, as well as the entire arrangement of their marriage, which had more strategic foundations than a spy thriller set during the Cold War. It was as if he was following his heart rather than following the checklist he had constructed. Moreover, when the heart isn't in it, the craziness hits the fan in a royal sense. Essentially, Charles probably saw in Camilla a life in which he could just be himself, relax a little bit, and have some laughs with someone who understood him and his dry, royal sense of humor. Diana, on the other hand, symbolized a period of his life that was engulfed in duty and dazzling public attention. She was a royal show. Diana was and continues to be a cherished figure. When Charles was with Camilla, he discovered his old-fashioned, comfortable footwear. However, when he was with Diana, it was more like a shining glass slipper that did not fit that well. What an absolute shambles, isn't it? If you want an insight into the gulf between Charles and Diana, consider this: his favorite radio program was The Goon Show, of which he has remained an ardent fan all his life. Besides, Charles after Diana went to Camilla and stayed. Diana after Charles jumped from bed to bed looking for the richest guy she could divorce. It is fair to assume that she was involved with James Hewitt many years before the time she admitted to it. Diana, like Meghan, had a love-hate relationship with the tabloid press. She often would call a couple of paparazzi and let them know where she would be so they could get photos. Diana had been offered a castle in England by Charles to stay at with her boys the week she died. She declined the offer. She didn't love them that much. Charles and Camilla should have been allowed to get together right from the start, but royal protocol dictated that he should marry a virgin, so nothing nasty came out of the woodwork about the future queen's past. Diana was exploited and used by the royal family and the palace, and I, like many others, find this very distasteful. She was a wonderful, caring human being and obviously an amazing mother. Her obvious flaws, I'm sure, were exacerbated by the realization she wasn't loved by her husband. I just wish that lovely, naive 19-year-old had run for the hills before the doomed marriage. Charles did things like write books on historic architecture. Diana didn't go to university and liked fashion shows and pop stars. They might have liked each other, but it wasn't exactly a marriage of true minds. In addition, Charles was also being pressured to produce heirs as he wasn't getting any younger, and Diana was a suitable bride for a future king. The first thing, he was just told to do his duty. Moreover, I think, according to some biographies I have read, that he felt he would grow to love Diana as their shared life grew deeper. Unfortunately, Diana was looking for something else, and she didn't find it in Prince Charles. I am sorry she died so young. She should have stayed at the Ritz that night and called room service. I am very glad that King Charles and Queen Camilla are together and doing a wonderful job of it for the country and themselves. It can be said that Diana was too young and inexperienced for an old soul like Charles. I think if he had met the more mature and worldly Diana in her 30s, he would have been dazzled. It is said they were closer and better friends after the divorce. Timing has a lot to do with the success of relationships. Camilla was worldly enough to keep Charles interested. Still think it was very poor conduct on their part to carry on like they did, as it was cruel to Diana and only amplified her insecurities. I think both Diana and Charles felt trapped. A shame Diana's life was cut short as truly a beautiful woman. How about you? What do you think about the content in today's video? Please express your opinion in the comments below. Thank you very much for watching our video. Hope you will always be cheerful and happy. Don't forget to support us by liking, sharing, and subscribing to the channel. Goodbye and see you again in the next videos.